Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Parking Lot Review, where me and my good friend and co-host, Mr. Jim Chboyko,
Cheers.
hang out in a Tim Hortons parking lot and give you our right out of the theater first impressions, spoiler-free impressions of a flick we just saw. And tonight we took a long look at Avatar 2, Avatar: The Way of Water, from another rookie director, Mr. James Cameron. Jim, last week we were in this very same parking lot, and we were both a little concerned, a little worried even, that this was going to turn into another Wonder Woman 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Were our fears unfounded?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, Wonder Woman 84 was quite disappointing compared to the first one. This one's a lot more similar to the first Avatar in a lot of ways. I think you were saying a lot of the same beats. In a way, it's like the first two Spider-Man movies with that new kid. You know, they kind of similar beats, kind of similar situations. So, yeah, I mean, if you like the first one, you're gonna like this one, I think. Yeah. So I think it's a different kind of quality there. But
yeah. Yeah, I agree, Jim. I found it. Let's say, pick on poor Wonder Woman 1984. That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different kind of. It's long. Yeah, you know what? Before I give you my impression of the flick, I would like to hear give us a quick breakdown on what you thought of it.
Sure. Well, Avatar,
without comparison to poor Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 1984.
Avatar 2 is James Cameron spending 3 hours telling us that oceans are cool.
3.5, folks.
3.5. It's a gritty reboot of the Smurfs. No, I'm just kidding. It really needed some editing. You know, he's prone to a little bit of self-indulgence. Has anybody ever said that before? And there's
James Cameron? No.
A lot of that kind of like the harp music going through the water and that kind of thing. Yeah, we get it. It's pretty there. You know, the more you tell us how wonderful something is, it's sort of a prompt. It's telling you how to be in awe of this movie. Like a lot of the energy, I think, is like, watch out how awesome this is. And I think that sort of deflects off a lot of the other energy that could be spent in this movie. But yeah, I mean, it's an interest. Well, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Some of it's kind of derivative. Seen a lot in other movies. It's, you know, Jaws from the fish's point of view, perhaps, in a few sections. They even have like a stand-in for Hooper. They have a stand-in for Quint. You know, that's a minor thing, but yeah, there's an old fable that they borrow from, quite heartily. But didn't feel super fresh, but it's pretty.
Yeah. I think I found this in the end kind of boring. You know what? Guillermo del Toro's, he's a master at the top of his craft. You know what? There is some truth to that, Jim. I felt you really do see a guy, all of Cameron's films, he knows how to press all the emotional buttons in action film. And in this, you're seeing him once again push the technical envelope and the craft envelope. But I think especially of this, but you know, a lot of his recent films, Jim, there's no soul. I am not saying he doesn't care about some of the issues he kind of brings up here, but in a very surface way. like any other loudmouth you've met at a party. How did you put it with the branded tins? Capitalism is bad, but
Exactly. Violence is bad unless it's exciting.
yeah. So I you know what? There's plenty of things I could say about the film, but I've already spent a lot of time on this film. So, well, let me ask you this: is this a see it or skip it for you?
For me, I would skip it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
binary, either or, yeah.
yeah, I know it sucks, but yeah, I'm saying skip it. We were kind of hemming and hawing on Sunday about what we were going to watch and what we were going to do the show on Sunday evening for Jim and Rob Overanalyze Movies. What are we going with?
We're going with Emily the Criminal.
Excellent.
Nice tight, what is it, 110 minutes?
Yeah, it's definitely does not even hit the 2-hour mark. It's on Netflix, folks. And yeah, we'll see you Sunday evening on at 9:45 Central Standard Time. Anyway, Jim, another subject. I have a bit of a rant.